All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the comprehensive West AJ tier list. Okay, now this is going to be a ranking based off relevancy, okay, which is then again based off their prevalence, how often you're seen around in the West AJ hallways, and what you add to the dynamic of West AJ. Okay, now first up here we have Mackenzie. Mackenzie is you see her around a lot often, right? And she will join in conversations when they're outside talking, you know. But she does have that advantage of being near the front, where all the action happens. Okay. Uh, if she was more DTL, maybe she would not be as uh, talkative. So for that reason, I think I'm gonna put her in B tier. All right. Next up, we have Black Owen. Now, Black Owen is Owen but black, and he lives a little bit down the hall from here. And when he's out and about, he is a very talkative guy. I love talking to him. Super funny. Love this dude. But he does be staying in his room a lot, so I think I will also slide him B tier right above Mackenzie. All right. Oh, right, right, right. Hold on. There. All right. Next up, we got Kinsley. Kinsley is someone who lives DTL, which is down and to the left. Uh, so it's going to be more difficult for her to kind of talk to people and be relevant, but she was kind of more relevant the first couple weeks, right? Then she just kind of fell off the face of the earth. We don't really hear from her anymore. So I think I'm a slider in the F tier. Next up, we have Owen. All right. Now, Owen is, I love this guy, I be going to his dorm a lot. We be talking in the hallways, uh, and just really, he's a really big player here in West AJ. So, I'm almost tempted to give him S tier, right? But then you do have to think about, his Chad looks, right? The chiseled jawline, sexy ass body, nice smile. So, is he really, fun and nice to talk to, or is it really because he's a high PSL? All right, so he's gonna slide into A tier for me. Next up, we got Judah Harrell. All right, now here's a guy who everybody loves, right? And he was like, first weeks, this was the guy. This was the room you went to go socialize. Door was always open. Everybody loves Judah. Great guy to talk to. He's always out and about, and he's gonna be our first S tier. All right. Next up, we got Bridger Knoll. Bridger. So, thing about Bridger, he also lives DTL, so it does make it a little bit harder for him, right, to go out and socialize. But he still does. I always see him about, and so I'm gonna go ahead and put him A tier. All right. I love talking to this guy. Fun guy to talk to, and let me just address the elephant in the room here. Yes, he is Jewish, right? Nothing we can do about that. All right, he is Jewish, but for a Jew, this guy is amazing to talk to, and I just love him all around. All right. Next up, we have I think it's Augusta. I hope I'm saying that right. Uh, I recently just knew about her because she was added to the group chat. Honestly, I don't even know which one in the picture she is, if I'm being honest. Uh, so I haven't really heard a lot from her. Uh, I think she's been living here the whole time, but I don't really know anything about her, so I think it's no explanation needed here. F tier. All right. Next up, we got Sajal buddy. For the life of me, I could not find a picture of you, so I just had to get creative here and use a random image. Uh, so Sajal is someone who was not really talked about the first couple weeks, but then he really started to make a name for himself later on, right? So I think I'm gonna go ahead and slide him into the B tier as B tier. I'm gonna have him C tier. C tier. I might change that later. I don't know. I do love the guy though. All right. Now, next up we have Tyler, which is Owen's roommate. It's gonna be around the same story, right? Same story. Same kind of prevalence, right? You see him around, like they kind of always stick together, right? So I'm gonna stick him right next to his roommate here, behind because Owen's black and that's my brother, so I got him higher. Next up we have, I believe that's Addie. So Addie lives right here, front main center, main area of West AJ. Uh, Now she usually kind of stays in her room a lot, but she does have hella snacks that she be giving out. All right, and for that reason, I am also going to include her in the B tier. Right. Really nice to talk to you. Really nice girl. All right. Next up, we have Tori. All right. So Tori, I'm going to slide in the. Normally, I would probably put her B tier, right? She's fun to talk to. You always see her around, right? But one thing is putting her in A tier, all right? And that's going to be the use of the Tory filter, right? And the West AJ group chat, right? And I think that really skyrocketed her relevance quite a bit. So I'm going to have her put her in the bottom of A tier. All right, next up we have Riley. Riley's going to be Mackenzie's roommate. They kind of are together a lot. I think she socializes just a tiny bit less, but it's going to be the same story with Mackenzie. And I'm going to put her right next to her roommate right here. All right, now next up we have Zoe. No real explanation needed here. She got big glasses. I know her by that, so I'm gonna put her above Augusta here. But she kind of talked a little bit the first couple weeks, and then she kind of disappeared. So I'm also gonna have her F tier with her roommate there. Next up we have Salem. Salem didn't really talk to anybody first couple weeks. She only really started making a name for herself right recently. So, and I know she's big DTL. A lot of people talk to her down there. She doesn't really be making any moves in the main area of West AJ. So for that, I'm gonna put her in the C tier. Next up, we got Brennan. Now, listen. Here's a kid who really wants it. He lives DTL, right? Which is, as we talked about before, is a big disadvantage. But you see this kid everywhere. All right, he is front center, and he's everywhere. He's talking to everyone, and he has one thing that the rest of the DTL characters do not have, and that's that hunger and that drive. Right? You can't teach that. All right. So this is going to be like I'm putting him in S tier. All right, I'm going to put him S tier. Just because he has the disadvantage and he perseveres through that, and I do find that very admirable. Super funny guy, love talking to him. Yeah, so if you live DTL, this is the guy you should look at. Maybe asking for some pointers if you want to climb the ranks a little bit. All right. Next up, we have Mia, who's gonna be Salem's roommate. Now I don't talk to her as often. She's not really hanging out in the lounges all that often. So I don't really have the chance to talk to her. So she kind of stays in her room. I don't really know much about her. So I'm going to place her F tier. And I'll put her right below Kinsley. All right. Okay, moving on. All right, next up we have my own very own roommate, Chris. All right. Now, he's my roommate, so I'm going to try not to be biased here, right? But, great guy. Everyone knows Chris, right? Especially after recent events, right? We all know what I'm talking about. But aside from that, he's not really I would say, social butterfly. All right, he's cool to talk to. Everyone loves him. I love him, right? He's my roommate. I love that nigga. But he's not really out and about making a name for himself. He doesn't have that hunger that other people might have. All right. So for that, I'm going to put him at the very top of C tier. All right. Next up, we have Drew Mungus. All right. Now, Drew, listen, roommates with Judah, which automatically gives him points, right? But recently he's been doing this thing where, he's been trying too hard in the lounges, pretending to study, not actually studying, just to get his face out there. Drew, we know what you're doing, buddy. It's getting desperate. And for that, I'm going to have to put you in A tier, buddy, right behind Owen, right? So maybe next time, don't try too hard, all right? Everyone loves you already, all right? Everyone loves talking to you. You're just trying too hard, buddy, all right? All right, next up, we have Kent. Now, first about a month or so, this guy was always up here. He lives DTL as well, which is, disadvantage. But, yeah, he used to always be up here, talking, staying in Judah's room and shit. Love chatting this guy up. Always see him, always dap him up. But lately, I've not been seeing this guy around. Don't know where he's been going. You know, I see him at D2 sometimes eating by himself. It's, you know, so for that, Kent, I will have to put you in C tier. I'm gonna put you right right above Sojil here. Here, if I can. There you go. I'll put you right above Sojil behind Salem. Okay. And then next up we have George Razook. Now, this guy, George Razook, yes, sometimes he is a pain in the ass, but he's good to talk to. He's always out here, you know, everyone knows him. You know, everyone makes fun of him in the group chat, which just shows like everyone knows him. Very funny. So, you know, it does actually pain me to do this, like physically, but he is going to be that third in the S tier there. He is going to be that third person in the S tier. Um, Next up, we have Eliza. Now, Eliza, I know she be making puzzles and shit, right? Her brother has a game. Uh, you know, she be typing in the group chat. I think I'm gonna go ahead and place her top of C tier, right? Because everyone does know Eliza, right? You know, if I see her, I'm gonna wave at her. But when it comes to like, you know, bringing dynamic to West AJ, I think she could improve a little bit. Okay, you know, step up a little bit. Now, next up we have Natalie, right? Now, Natalie, now this is a special case here, all right? Because she used to be in the, you know, the Eastern Conference, the East AJ, right? She got a big move over to West AJ. You know, she started putting up points and she got that big move to West AJ. So she's a newcomer, right? But, you know, everyone knows her as well, you know. We had like a little birthday bash for her. It was pretty nice. So I'm going to put her right next to her roommate here, Eliza. You know, I think it's really impressive because she did come in pretty late, right? But she is she's making a name for herself, all right? You know, everyone knows her, you know, she was out on that snow day, right? That's where I got that picture. So I'm going to have her in C tier, all right? Now, next up is me, right? I mean, it's going to be hard placing me, right? Because I'm making the list, obviously. I don't want to seem too, you know, biased, right? Because it is me. But let's break it down here, all right? Well, first of all, you know, I think I am pretty funny, right? I do bring a lot of conversation, a lot of giggles, right, to West AJ, right? And I'm also the only fully black dude here, right? So I think you do have to take that into account, right? So me personally, I might want to put myself at the top of S tier, but I'm gonna go ahead and be humble and put myself at the bottom of S tier. Okay. Now, next up is going to be a very special case, right? You're looking at that image. Casey, what is that, right? Now I'm going to be talking about the NPCs slash bots, right? The AI characters you see walking around our hall. Okay. So there are a few named ones. You know, you got Grayson and I think it's Blake down there. You got a chill Asian dude, right? You know, they're pretty cool. They just have no dialogue, right? Zero dialogue. I don't think they're programmed with any dialogue with them. I wish we could interact with them more, but I don't think, you know, they're programmed for that. You know, the little Asian lady who always has her phone. Yeah. So I'm gonna put them at the bottom of F tier. All right. I just wish we could like, you know, interact with them a little bit more. You know, sometimes you wave at them, they don't even wave back. Especially like, you know, my next door neighbors over here. They live right, you know, in the meat and potatoes of West AJ, and I don't think I've even heard any of them talk. Right, so that's why they're going to be slotted at the bottom of F tier. So basically, now I do want to mention some like honorable people, like we have Adam, and we have Chase. They're not really part of West AJ, so I didn't include them in the list, right? So, but if they were to be included, I would put them maybe bottom of B tier, right? Always fun to talk to, but they could always do more, you know? All right. With that, I think I have finished the list here. Let me know what you guys think. You know, if you have any tweaks, what would you change? Maybe some of you put me at the top of S tier, right? But, you know, just let me know what you think about the list, which, maybe if you don't like your placing, you know, you could talk about that, what you think you deserve to be. But with that, I think this is going to be the end of the video here, guys. go ahead and drop a like, and comment down below, what you found surprising maybe about placings and stuff like that. And I'll see you guys for the next list. Let me know if y'all want a V2 of this. And yeah, see you guys.